Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Big from One Gaming here. Welcome back to episode number 81 of Winning a National Title with every team in the game. If you guys have missed any of the last couple episodes or all the episodes, up in the right-hand corner will be a playlist of all of our episodes that we've done from 1 to 81. But if you're unable to watch those videos, completely understand. Down in the description below will be a record of all the teams that we've done so far and their seasons they eventually won the national title. Obviously, if you guys are new team, or new episode means new team. That sounded weird. But, of course, if you guys do want to see a team that you want me to do, write a comment down below. Let me know. Make sure it's a team that we haven't done. Like, for example, we can't do Liberty anymore because we're about to do Liberty right here, right now. One of the better G5 schools that usually makes it into the college football playoff. This is the ACC. They're definitely not in the ACC. I think they're in the AAC. No, where are they at? They're in Conference USA. They're an 80 overall, one of the better teams in the CUSA. We are a program builder, which is kind of nice. And, of course, they have been very solid the last couple of years. So we'll kind of see how it goes with our simulations. But, again, they are known for being in the college football playoff a couple times here and there. But checking out our coaching abilities, we do, again, have Program Builder, which nice little pipelines for the 5 worst and the 2 best. And then we do have Motivator, mostly for the offense. Talent Developer, I don't really go down this line as well, mostly just transfers being interested. Recruiter, mostly for the offense, and Tactician, mostly for the offense. Our offensive coordinator probably is going to get fired, and our defensive coordinator probably as well, just because, I mean, Motivator or Recruiter is nice, but I'm probably looking for more Recruiter and Tactician more often than not. But checking out the roster here, we do have a 91 overall quarterback with Salter. We probably do need another one just because we only have 3. Running back's a 90, backed up by 78, but other than that, we could use some. We do have Venn, who's 94 speed. Wide receivers could use some speed at wide receiver. We have a lot of tight ends, but not much offensive line, so we could use some offensive line. D-line's all right. Linebackers are young, so that's good. Besides right outside, we're going to need some right outside linebackers. Corners desperately need speed. Safeties are all right, and we don't need a kicker or a punter in this offseason or during this recruiting class. So I'm going to go ahead and get Season 1 out of the way, and I'll be right back. So here we are at the end of Season 1 here at Liberty. We go 11-1 on the season. A very solid season. We beat FCS, New Mexico State, Utep. Only loss was to East Carolina, who went 38-35. We didn't beat App State, FIU, Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State, Middle Tennessee, UMass, Western Kentucky, and Sam Houston. And now we got to face Sam Houston again here in the CUSA Championship. So hopefully we can get a win here. If not, it's whatever. It's just Season 1. We just signed a 4-star halfback, so that will be nice. Add on to the offense. And we won. We are 12-1. We're ranked number 8th in the nation. So there's a chance we get a bye, but there's also a chance that we just are in the first round in like the middle of the road there. But we shall see here in just a second, because we're going to go to the college football playoff in year number 1, and hopefully we can continue this run. We also won the Player of the Year. 3,100 yards, 47 touchdowns, 1 interception for Salter. He won the Heisman? He won the Heisman Trophy. I think this is one like the very few times in the last couple of years we won the Heisman Trophy. We'll have to check his stats before even we get even further. Of course, he wins the best quarterback as well. And we'll be playing Alabama in the college football playoff, so we are in the first round. But I do want to see the stats like of his season, because 3,100 yards, 47-1 is very good. He also added 696 yards and 8 rushing touchdowns as well. And Cooley also had 1,500 yards. Why isn't he not getting like any love from the rushing side? Like, we have a 91 overall quarterback and a 90 overall halfback, but yet our 2 of our top wide receivers are hurt. But let's check out the bracket. I got too far ahead of myself, but of course, us, Liberty, Texas Tech, Oregon, Texas A&M, and Miami were the automatic qualifiers, with Washington, Notre Dame, Alabama, Texas State, Ohio State, and Tulane and Michigan with the at-large bids. So let's see how we do here against 9-3 Alabama. It's probably going to be a quick and merciful end to this starting season here, with Alabama being our first opponent, which is not going to be very fun to be here, but we shall see. We're going to start on defense first in this one. We are the home team, and the defense allows a field goal. We don't do anything, and then we get a stop on defense, so it's only 3-0 after one. Still only 3-0, now 7-3, and now 10-3 at the half. Surprised we're even leading at this point. Now it's 17, now 20-3. Alabama will have the ball in the fourth quarter to start, and they get a touchdown on fourth down. Oh, we almost got a first down on third down and super long. Alabama only is down 10. They have goal to go, and they get a touchdown, so it's a 3-point game with only 2 minutes to go, and Alabama has a chance to tie, but they won't be able to. We get off the field on fourth down, and Liberty will beat Alabama to go play Oregon. A 20-17 win in year number one is very surprising. But, hey, we'll take it. We will take the win. And now we got to go play Oregon. This will be the, didn't this happen in real life in the college football playoff? I'm pretty sure it did. Or am I thinking of something else? Because I know in March Madness there was like the thing that Oregon faced the team that they played in the college football playoff. I think it was right. I can't remember at this point, but yeah, let's get started here against 12-1 Oregon. We're 13-1. They're at 87. We're at 81. This is again a very tough team to play in simulation. Because they usually, last video they won 3 in a row for national titles. So we'll have to see how we can do against them. We're going to start on offense first. And the offense gets a touchdown. We get a stop on defense. It's 7-0 after one so far. But Oregon ties it. And they would take the lead before half, 14-7. So second quarter now, Oregon will get a touchdown. We will get a field goal. And then it's a big play. But unfortunately, we only kick a field goal, so it's an 8-point game. We get a stop on defense. We force a 3-and-out. We get a first down off penalty, and we have to punt. But we get a stop on defense. Again, we need a touchdown and the 2-point conversion. There's the touchdown, but we missed the 2. But we get the onside kick. I think that's the first time I've ever seen us get the onside kick, and we're going to win the game against Oregon. What just happened? Is this the run of the century? 22-21 win over Oregon. I don't know what's happening. Because we're going to the semifinals. And this is year one of Liberty. Usually Liberty makes it, but then gets bounced in the first round. And then usually in the second year, they usually go pretty well. But we're in year one, and we're going to the quarterfinal or to the semifinals after defeating Oregon. Granted, if we didn't recover the onside kick, we probably would have lost. We playing Notre Dame in the next round. The winner of this game will go play Texas A&M or Miami in the national championship game. But let's see if this magical run can continue. They're 12-2. They're in 87. We're in 81. Let's see if it can continue. Because, shoot, I'll take it. This is wild though, absolutely wild that we're doing this. But we're gonna start on defense first in this one. Defense gets a stop, but then Notre Dame scores 2 quick touchdowns in the first quarter. We are down 14-0. It seems like the magical run might end here. But Oh, we had a chance of getting a score, but we turned it over, so it's 14-0 at the half. Yeah, the offense just isn't doing anything here against Notre Dame. It's still 14-0 going into the fourth quarter. Need something here, but we go backwards a couple times. But now goal-to-go situation. There's a touchdown with 5 minutes to go. Defense needed a quick stop there, and they couldn't get it. Now it's 21-7. That pretty much is the dagger right there. Notre Dame will just run out the clock, and they'll win 20-7. The offense just couldn't handle with Notre Dame in this one. But what a magical run going to the semifinals, beating Alabama and Oregon. Granted, it was close games, but we'll take it. We'll gladly take that in year number 1. Hopefully we can take that into year number 2 and see how we do with Liberty there. Just a little bit unfortunate, but hey, we win the Heisman Trophy in year 1, so hopefully we can do that again in year number 2 and kind of go from there. We go up to a B+ potential. Coach stability is an A-. Coach prestige is an A-. Athletic facility is now a D. We're up to a 2.5 star prestige. We were a 1.5 star at this point, so we only went up 1. And Miami ended up winning it all here in season number 1 over Notre Dame, 38-21. That's going to end season 1. It's on to season 2 here with Liberty. And here we are at the end of season 2 with Liberty. We go 7-5, not a good year as compared to last. We beat FCS, then lost to Vanderbilt, but then beat Old Dominion, New Mexico State, lost to Jacksonville State, who only went 10-2. So they had a good season. We beat FIU, then lost to Middle Tennessee, UMass, beat Louisiana Tech, Western Kentucky, and Sam Houston before losing to Kennesaw State to end out the year. So 7-5 is not a great year per se, but compared to last season, we had a lot better season. We just signed a kicker. There's that. We needed one anyways. But Morton wins the Heisman Trophy. 3,300 yards, 33 touchdowns to 4 interceptions on the season. We'll be playing Arkansas State in the New Orleans Bowl. So it is another bowl game. Hopefully we can win this one as well, because the simulation did not like us last season. When you lose to Vanderbilt, not a great season. But all in all, we did win. We're 8-5. Pro potential goes down, but conference prestige goes up. Coach stability and coach prestige both go down. But we are now a 3-star school, which is very, very nice. And Alabama wins it all in year number 2. 52-24, with Fresno State, UTSA, Kansas State, Penn State, and Alabama as the automatic qualifiers, with Texas A&M, Michigan, Texas, Cincinnati, Texas Tech, Oregon, and Florida as the at-large bids. So that's going to end Season 2 and is on to Season 3 here with Liberty. And here we are at the end of Season 3 here with Liberty. We go 8-4 on the season here in year number 3 with the squad. We beat App State, FCS, Ball State, Western Kentucky, Sam Houston, Kennesaw, and Louisiana Tech before losing 4 in a row to Jacksonville State, UMass, FIU, and New Mexico State before winning our final game against Middle Tennessee to go 8-4 on the season. So another winning season here at Liberty, not making the college football playoff like we did in season 1 and making it to the semifinals, which was wild enough, but got to get there somehow, some way here. But this team is starting to be pretty good. We were like a 80. Yeah, we were an 85 this year. I think more than likely we're going to be up into like the 86, 87 way at the end of the next year. GJ Lagway wins the Heisman Trophy, 3,500 yards, 45 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. We're playing Louisiana Tech in the New Orleans Bowl. We're going to be playing a ranked opponent. So let's just go ahead and simulate to the end of season recap. Hopefully we can go 9-4 on the season. And not 8-5, because 9-4 looks a lot better than 8-5. But we shall see how it goes. And we are 8-5. Coach prestige goes down to a B+, but I think that's okay. Oh my goodness, this is one of the largest points that I've ever seen in just a normal game. 66-21 with Notre Dame winning it all, and they put up 50 points against Florida. But UAB, Oregon, Florida, Clemson, and Arizona were the automatic qualifiers, with Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, Georgia, Texas, and Georgia Tech and USC were the at-large bids. 66-21, and I mean, they scored 42 points in the second half. Yikes. But that's going to end Season 3. It's on to Season 4 here with Liberty. And here we are in Season number 4 here with Liberty. We go 11-1 on the season. Have to play Middle Tennessee in the CUSA Championship. But this is how our season unfolded. We destroyed Sam Houston. We beat Coastal Carolina. Our only loss came against New Mexico State. And we beat Middle Tennessee in a lot of closer wins, too. So we'll have to see how it goes here against Middle Tennessee. But we beat them 13-10 earlier on in the year. So hopefully we can do that again and get a bye. So let's see how well we do in this conference championship. And then, of course, if we get a win, we should get a bye into the college football playoff, like I said before. We do get a win. We are 12-1. So we do win the CUSA. And now let's see where we're going to be sitting in the college football playoff. We had a guy drop 6 catches, 139, and 1 touchdown as a freshman. We'd like to see that. I can't check the bracket just yet, but we should have a bye, in theory. Because, you know, we're an 87 overall, 89 offense, 86 defense, which is kind of nice. And Gio Lopez wins the Heisman Trophy. I think it's one of the first times with South Alabama I've seen one. 3,500 yards, 42 touchdowns to 4 interceptions on the season. And we do get a bye in the college football playoff. It is Cincinnati, South Alabama, Michigan, Florida, and Liberty as the automatic qualifiers, with Oklahoma, Memphis, Wake Forest, Clemson, Nebraska, and Mississippi State, Washington. This is definitely a weirder one. No Georgia, no Alabama, no Oregon for this college football playoff, which is definitely a little weird. Of course, we do have to advance next week, see who we play. But then other than that, hopefully we can get a win in the next round, which we'll have to play Washington in the Peach Bowl. They ended up beating Mississippi State 30-28 with Nebraska, Wake Forest, and Cincinnati all moving on in their respective games. We are going to upgrade our coach skills just real quick. Then we're going to upgrade tactician, and it's going to be for the defense. I think we're going to upgrade linebackers the twice on the stuff there. But let's see how we do against 10-3 Washington. We are 12-1 on the season, and they're an 87, same as us. But we have the better they have the better defense. We have the better offense. So it's a battle of two different teams here. One has a better offense, one has a better defense. So we'll have to see which one prevails. We're going to start on offense first in this one. Quarter by quarter. And we get a field goal to start. Washington gets a touchdown. And it's 7-3 after one here, with Washington having a lead. We would get a touchdown to make this a 10-7 lead until Washington ties it just before half at 10-all. Washington begins, but they don't do anything. We turn it over. So it's 10-10 here in the fourth. We have the ball in a goal-to-go situation, and we get a touchdown. So it's 17-10. Washington, though, is driving, but they get stopped. We get a huge first down and another one and a touchdown. So we are up 14 on Washington here in the Peach Bowl. We hold them again on fourth down, and that's going to do it. Liberty is going to win 24-10 and move on to the semifinals, where we were in the first season before losing our first one to Notre Dame, who eventually ended up winning it all. I had to think about who we lost to in season one. It was so long ago. But we get the win. Now let's see who we're going to be playing in these semifinals. My foot has fallen asleep for some reason, and I'm upset with my foot. Paul Wiseman wins the Defensive Player of the Week. And Burfict wins the Offensive Player of the Week for the CUSA. We're playing Nebraska in the Orange Bowl. I wonder if this team still has Raiola. I'm pretty sure they do at this point. Or Raiola, whatever his name is. But so let's get it started here against 13-2 Nebraska. And they are an 88 overall. We are an 87. But we have the better offense, but they have the better defense. I feel like we're going to have to do just like what we did last week. Keep stops on defense and score most of the time we touch the football on offense. We're going to start on offense first as well. And we go nowhere. Nebraska scores a touchdown to take the lead 7-0 after the first quarter. Offense finally puts up a touchdown drive, and we get a turnover to make this 14-7, now 17-7 at the half after a field goal. Gives us a 2-score lead. Nebraska will get a touchdown to start the third. We get a touchdown but miss the extra point. So it's 23-14 here in the fourth, and we have to punt to pretty much start the fourth quarter. We give them like a free first down, but 4th and inches, they kick a field goal. So it's a 6-point game. We need to get into field goal range at least. Big 3rd and 8, we can't get a first. 4th and 3, they get a first down, but they're eating a lot of time, and it's a turnover. And Liberty will be moving on to the national championship, beating Nebraska 23-17. And we are now 1 win away, facing either Michigan or Cincinnati, from getting another team done. Before, of course, in July when College Football 26 comes out. So, but all in all, one more game away for Liberty. Of course, we're going to get the Player of the Weeks because there's not many CUSA playing right now. There's only 4 games on currently, or 2 games. We're playing Michigan in the national championship. They ended up beating Cincinnati 42-35 in their game. This will be a tough one here against Michigan, but hopefully, again, defense gets stops and offense scores. Let's get started against 13-2 Michigan. They're ranked number 1 for a reason, and they are an 89 overall. We have the same offensive overall, but they have the better team overall and defensive overall. I mean, in year 1, we beat Georgia and Oregon. They're highly rated over us. We're going to start on offense first in this one here against Michigan. Our first drive ends in nothing. Michigan is driving to start the second quarter here, but zeros after 1, and then we get a turnover. A lot of turnovers so far in this game. It's 3-0 after the first half. Another punt and more punts for both sides. We get the first touchdown of the game, and it's 7-3 going into the fourth. Defense gets a stop. If we can put up another touchdown drive, this game is over. First down and 10. We get a touchdown, and 3 minutes to go. They are down 11, but they score quickly. Miss the 2. 4th and 1, we punt, so it's a 5-point game with 30 seconds left. And we have done it. Liberty! The trophy's in the ground again, but we don't care. Liberty wins it all over Michigan. 14-9. That was a closer game than I would have liked. But we come away with a victory. Season 1 unfortunately ended in a loss in the semifinals, but in Season 4, it has been done. Another team down. We're getting into about 50 teams to go, because there's 134 teams in this game. We're up to 81, I'm pretty sure. So we're around like 53 episodes left, which in theory should be just getting us to July, which is just before College Football 26 eventually comes out. Let's look at the stats. Sellers only had 2,400 yards, 20 touchdowns to 8 picks. Okay. Rushing-wise, Burfict had over 1,200 yards with 14 touchdowns. Sellers 832 with 7. Blue had 188 with 3. Meredith 85 with 3. And Daniel with 60 and 1. Receiving-wise, Cisco had 800 yards and 8 touchdowns, so pretty much 100 yards per touchdown for the freshman, the true freshman as well. Browning 621 with 5. Blue 398 with 3. Calcaterra 262 and 2. and Lane here with 156 and 2 as well. Defensive-wise, Cherry led the team with 95 tackles. Michaels led the team with 7 tackles for a loss. Flowers with 8.5 sacks. Everett, Henderson, and Judovsky had 3 picks. I think I said that name perfectly. I'm proud of myself. I can say words. We had 3 fumbles forced. We had 4 recoveries, so math ain't mathing here. We had 4 blocked kicks. No safeties and no defensive touchdowns. I think this is the most blocked kicks we've ever had in a season before, at least in the championship season. Our kicker did miss 2 from 50, missed 1 from 20 as well. He had 1 extra point blocked, so he was almost perfect on the year for extra points and did miss 3 field goals. Punting-wise, Heb had 3,100 yards, 9 inside the 20 and 14 touchbacks, and no kick or punt return touchdowns here for our special teams. But that's going to do it for the episode. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, hit that like button down below. It's free. It really helps out the channel. And we will not have a video Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to take a much-needed break after uploading every single day in April from the last week of March all the way to now, pretty much, which would be May the 2nd, I'm pretty sure. But I'll be taking May 3rd and May 4th off. And obviously, May 5th will be the return of a winning national title with every team, Mondays through Fridays. I'm going to take weekends off, probably in May, and just to see where we're sitting at going into June and see how many episodes we need to do to finish this series and go on to College Football 26 when that game officially releases. But I hope you guys have a great day, week, weekend, whenever you guys are watching this. I'm out. Peace.